the stroke of a pen. Baltimore Mayor Brandon Scott signing an executive order creating framework for how funds from opioid settlements will be used.
We are taking decisive action to address this epidemic.
The city is bringing in $242.5 million for settlements with Allergan, CVS, and Cardinal Health. As part of those settlements, $42 million has already been allocated to specific care providers and organizations. Another $20 million will go to the health department. But now, with this executive order, what's left will go toward an opioid restitution fund, where agencies and organizations can apply for money.
We will do everything in our power to save lives and help our residents heal.
Taxpayer advocate David Williams says with large sums of money,
there needs to be 100% transparency, because the city needs to understand that with a lot of money comes a lot of responsibility.
While the executive order lays out broad parameters for how that money can be spent, like for programs, services, and infrastructure related to prevention, treatment, and recovery. I pressed Mayor Brandon Scott for more details. What restrictions will be put in place to make sure the money's not misspent?
I think that this is why we have the board. We already have practices and protocols in every city fund that we have to make sure that money isn't misspent or misused, and we'll follow the practices and standards.
How will that money be monitored once it's dispersed?
Again, we go through the processes that we have with any grant and any grantee in the city of Baltimore.
To manage the funds and coordinate a citywide response, 2 new positions will be created.
We want to know, how much are they going to make?
It's a question I asked the mayor's office.
Every dollar that is spent on management of the fund is money that is not going to the people that absolutely need it.
There will also be a restitution advisory board who will make recommendations on how to use the money. It will consist of city and health officials and community members who have experience with substance use.
We will compensate our residents on the advisory board $15,000 per year in line with other labor-intensive boards.
An opioid restitution trust will also be created for the money that isn't used right away to make sure the settlements can have an impact for at least 15 years.
The biggest concern for Baltimore City should be how much of this $200+ million is actually going to get to the people that need it. How much is going to go towards administration, and how much is just going to be wasted.
And while there are still questions about how much money the community will actually see, so of the $242 million in settlement funds, how much of that is going toward attorney fees?
Yeah, I know we've talked about this before, but it's important to remember that for 6 years, our outside counsel has been fronting the cost of this litigation, so we are repaying both expenses and fees, but regardless, we brought in more than double the money we received.
So what's the dollar amount on those attorney fees?
Again, we are still in active litigation. You know that we're not going to do that. After the trial is over, we'll share all of that information with you.
What about the 3 settlements you've already announced?
Once the trial is over, we will share that information with you.
Williams says transparency is key.
This is a lot of money to be spent. And if this money doesn't go to help people, the city is going to lose such a great opportunity.
I'm Kai Jackson. Thank you for watching. Here's another video to watch. Also, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel.